Wave.
You never know what's going to happen when you meet another human being, how they're going to touch your life or how you're going to touch their life. So it's important to stay alert. Muhammad Ali and I talked about that a lot. Pay attention to every single person. You never, ever know how you're going to touch their life or they're going to touch your life.
Welcome back to House of Maher, a Wave original, presented today by Intuit TurboTax. Now, this is taxes. Set your racket down and help yourself to whatever is in the fridge. The Wi-Fi password is serving. All caps.
See what you did there.
You should know we have a few house rules here.
Girls are magic.
Reading is hot. And so are you. Make sure to check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Hit that little bell button and see us serving right now.
Yes. A different kind of serve.
Everyone serve on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Anyway.
That was really good. We have an amazing conversation today with the legendary Billie Jean King lined up for you. And we're getting into everything from her amazing story to the WNBA negotiations. But first, let's get into the group chat. Today's group chat is brought to you by Intuit TurboTax.
Let's get right into it. I want to just quick, if we can, start with Ilona, your latest SI.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up.
Photo shoot came out.
Yes, thank you.
Can you tell us about that? Because we have not get to hear about that shoot day in Loretto.
Right. It was under wraps. Adriana and I went out to Loretto, Mexico. And the first day, actually, we went swimming with sea lions.
Damn.
That's true.
That was spooky.
Aren't they dangerous?
Like, it was...
Only in April.
That's
when they got the babies.
Right.
But this guy goes all the time with them. He just swims with them and he brings people. And it's like, you can be this close to a sea lion and you're swimming with them. A lot of poop in the water.
Lot of poop.
But
I didn't know how to snorkel really correctly, so I definitely
We were scared for sure. And then also, this is a shark's meal.
Oh, God.
Should sharks be around here?
You're at the buffet.
We're at the buffet.
You're part of the buffet, baby.
Yeah.
You're a side dish.
But like the sea lions knew the guide too. Because he's there so often.
Yeah.
But it was jarring for sure.
Jarring.
Was this a dream come true for you? You love seals and sea lions.
I love sea lions. I think if that's my animal, that's what I would be. But I also have a serious respect for them.
To be sure.
I'm one of those with animals, like, respect. I don't need to touch it.
I almost
ride
felt
an
bad
elephant.
for
I don't need to do
disturbing.
that.
Yeah. I hear you. And you live with respect, all fear, none. But in this case, it's a respect and fear.
Respect and fear.
To be sure.
I fear them for sure. So I was like, we're going swimming with these bad boys. And even when I told my dad, he was like, because they're wild animals. But what a cool experience. Yeah. I mean, these are my favorite animals. And we were right up close to them with them. We were trying to figure it out, like how to snorkel. It was both of us not strong swimmers. And we didn't want to lose the pack. So
I'm back up. I am a strong swimmer. 100% do not put that on me.
Are you a strong snorkel with flippers on?
No, that was my first time ever snorkeling. But you have to clarify. Thank you.
Okay, all right. This is Katie Ledecky over here. But no, it was really great. We definitely stayed close. I was close to my guy. I was not leaving his side.
Was the water really deep?
Very deep and kind of dark.
They're like, do not touch the rocks. That is their territory.
That's their territory. I was like, what the fuck?
So what do we do?
They're
so you're just in the water like this.
Pretty much. I didn't want to move too swift.
Scaring them, so they're diving in, so they're just underneath you too.
And then they look up at you as they're diving. They're like, what the hell's that?
Shut up. That's
scary.
So cool.
But that was actually a really cool day. And then we got beautiful shots on this kind of private little beach. Mm-hmm. And we had delicious burritos there.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
This pork floss burrito.
Pork floss, bean, and then a cheese one.
And then we were having mezcal out of seashells as little shot glasses.
Ooh, strawberry. It was like strawberry something. Delicious.
That's fabulous. Now, I did hear everyone got food poisoning.
Well, that was the next day.
And the next day, my shoot was pushed back hours. We were in makeup for 5.
Yeah, you had a call time for 5 a.m. and then we get there, hair and makeup, and half the SI staff went down.
Oh no.
And so Ilona's hair and makeup is done, but the doctor is coming and people are what was MJ calling it, a poop delay? Or
I don't remember.
It was something like that. It was
delay.
So if she had a good, I'll figure it out.
Speaking of MJ, make sure you go and see our conversation with MJ Day, and you can hear all about more trials and tribulations on shoots like this because
and that was when she told us
wild.
Everyone had to have a shot of tequila.
Right.
Yeah, I took 2 shots of tequila before I got out there. Not that I needed it. I was like, for sure. But still got the shot. And we shot at some cool places, shot literally in town.
Ilona's in a bikini, like posing on this fence, and like children are walking.
I know.
past.
And it was like right by a mission too. I'm like, so there was, but then you don't see it. But I think it was good. I definitely felt a little bit bigger than I have in some of my other shoots, just in a different, season of life and whatnot. Yeah. But still, like, they got such great images. And then the one that they posted recently was like, I felt like a dark vixen on the beach.
Dude,
I didn't have
like
any. You could see my boobies. Had to be slut. Mm-hmm. I had to cover them up. And then we got some good content. I felt really hot once again. And so, yeah, excited they popped out. You guys got to see it all.
Yay! Yeah, you look like a siren, dude.
Thank you.
You look stunning.
Because like with the rain, maybe it was a brown delay. I can't remember. Like it kept getting pushed back, and so like the sun went away, and so it was. We're kind of like, oh no! But then it turned so moody.
Yeah,
the photos of you on that beach and like the sand was like a dark sand too. It was very well, I guess it is editorial already, but like, it felt artistic. Like you're really moody and telling a story with that.
I love that.
God.
That's great. Well, I can't wait to see the rest of the pictures.
Because only one's out right now.
Also, what we've been talking about in our group chat is all of the talk around Chappell Roan, whom I famously thought was Chappell Roan when she first came on the scene. That's my bad. But Adriana, you have a lot of thoughts about what's been happening. Can you explain a little bit and kind of
Yes, this retired professional soccer player like posted this story about how his stepdaughter got harassed by a security guard at the same hotel that Chappell was staying at because the girl's a fan and walked past Chappell to like see if it was her. And didn't say hi or anything. And then apparently the security guard like berated her of like, not respecting privacy. And so like this guy posted the story and it went viral of like, cause of that Chappell already has like a reputation, and then they're like, she like hates kids and is so disrespectful. Like
she has a reputation of like kind of standing up for
protecting
herself,
her privacy.
protecting her privacy from like fans that like show up at her family's house or grab her in public. And she talked back to paparazzi. Like that's the background there.
When that story got posted, I was like, I don't fucking believe that. I was like, no way. I was like, there's so much we didn't hear. Like you never even said anything about Chappell. It was only a security guard. Right. That inherently then is the fault of the security guard, like for yelling at a child. And so then we found out later that Chappell posted a story. She was like, I didn't even see this kid. And this wasn't even my security guard. Like this was not any part from me. Like this was an outside thing. She was like, I love kids. I love my fans. And then the security guard, I think yesterday said, I take full responsibility.
Oh my God. But she's already taken all the heat.
That's
awful.
It was like this huge social trend of like making jokes about like, I saw Chappell and Goody Proctor in the
woods.
Forest.
I saw Chappell in the woods.
So like there was some fun shit like that. But then they also, this like agency estimated that 20% of these negative social posts were created by bots.
Jeez, that's awful.
Horrible. There's a hate train and I refuse to get on it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a successful woman who's also very outspoken of politics and social issues, trying to tear her down. Another
one of our guests, Jamila, she just posted like on her grid being like, what did I tell you guys? I gave it 2 more years when I said this, that before everyone turns on her. Because as a woman, you can only be so famous before everyone has to like hate you and tear you down for a while. And that's happened to everyone. Anne Hathaway went through it. Katy Perry, like every giant celebrity actress,
it's a cycle.
Pop star.
It's horrible.
It's a cycle. I think the weirdest part about this whole story that when I learned is that this, it's this retired Brazilian football star who started all this drama about like his daughter. It's actually his stepdaughter because it's Jude Law's actual daughter. What? Like it's also funny and convoluted, but it'll die down soon, hopefully.
Well, we'll see. But it's just, I think it's going to happen again and again to different women and such, and people just love to hate on a woman.
They love it.
So Ilona, the nation is wondering. The Bachelorette, thoughts? Would you ever, come on.
I'm getting a little bit more convinced as
interesting
people post more and want to see me more on it. Maybe it's the insecure side of me that's like, I don't know if the man I like would be on that show or if they'd even want to go on the show. Like, I think there's many men that really like me, but I don't know if a lot of them be like, hell yeah, I'm going to go on this reality TV show to get Ilona. From what I've seen from other times, it can be men who are not my type go on there, who are there for a purpose, maybe not to find love. I think it would be hilarious, though.
I think it would be,
You guys tuning in every week?
Peak entertainment.
Peak entertainment.
Yeah.
I just think that would be the only reason I would do it, is like how funny it is, because I want to find love. Like, that would, of course, is the main reason for it, but is he going to be on there?
Is he going to be, there's no way to know unless you do it.
There's no way to know unless I do it. I guess, again, I would need like people to executive produce for me and be in the process of picking the guys. Yeah. Like, serious to pick these guys out. I would need Joey Graz.
Joey could host.
I need Joey Graziday. I need Alan Burson to executive produce, or Joey could host. Actually, Drew Afwalo said she wanted to host as well. Could you imagine that? That'd be hilarious.
Can I say,
problem is, I would want this Love Island style. I wouldn't want to miss a moment in there. I want every day. I want something that's happening. You know what I mean?
Live feeds.
Live feeds.
I don't know if it needs to be attached to The Bachelorette. I think this is like its own show at this point.
This is a Catching Kelsey. This is a Flavor of Love. This is a...
Ooh. What would it be called?
Getting low.
A Man for Maher.
A Man for Maher.
Adriana.
Sometimes I'm ripping.
The thought of also kissing somebody, not in like just an acting, but in a real sense,
for then everybody to watch.
Me. Oh no. I don't know if I can do that. And then you kiss many of them. I actually haven't watched The Bachelor in a while. What do they do?
You kiss a lot of them in one night.
Don't you kiss a lot of them in one night?
You gotta kiss a lot of frogs.
Which I would love to do if there were not cameras on me. Cameras on me, I can't.
Seriously.
I can't be doing that with cameras on me. Would you guys want me to do it?
No.
Perfect.
I'm down. I think it'd be fun.
I don't see. We've already talked about how she can't go on Love Island because like sometimes Ilona can't be trusted.
It's true. Cannot be trusted.
That like, or like you got to get me in the editing booth. Take that out.
We'll say she can't be trusted to behave. That's what we mean.
We need somebody on the mic in the villa. Yeah. Ilona, get back up, please. Back up.
3 paces.
Put your tongue back in your mouth. Back up.
Horny police are on their way in. You're going to jail. You're going to horny jail.
So I mean, maybe if the offer's good enough. Maybe.
It's now a tough thing to follow.
But I would do it for you, America.
Yeah.
I would date these men.
Nobly date multiple men.
I will nobly date multiple hot, sexy men for you. Wow. And my girls, so they watch. Our fourth Maher sister today is a living legend whose impact goes far beyond the tennis court. She reminded the world that women are just as capable as men when she won one of the most important tennis matches of all time. She is a proud lesbian icon who taught us that pressure is a privilege and has spent a lifetime making sure the next generation has the opportunities she's had to fight for. Welcome to the family, Billie Jean King.
Woo! Hello, everyone. How are you? The Mars bars, the Mars kids. It's great to see you. Golly. 3. How did you live with 3 sisters? I only had a brother.
I could say the same right back at you. I can't imagine having a brother.
That's true. Anyway, it's great to see you guys.
It's lovely to have you. I heard that you're in New York.
Yes, I am in New York. I was hoping to be in LA with the Dodgers because the Dodgers just opened and I couldn't go. No, I don't feel great. I'm kind of like almost, but not quite. And I don't want to be around people. So anyway.
I hear ya.
Well, thank you for coming on. I mean, this means so much to us. I've gotten to chat with you many a times. And while we're on it, let's get into tea time. Billie, we are so happy you're here. Tea time is where we just talk about the tea. And it's brought to you by Intuit TurboTax today. So speaking of the Dodgers, you are a minority owner of that team.
Yes, Ilona and I are minority owners, yes. Which is good because they have women or not the wife of the husband usually that owns it. And we're gay. And I think Mark Walter, who owns the team, he's with a lot of other people, but he's the controlling partner. And I think he wants to have representation from every place. And, you know, both Ilona and I are from tennis, and Ilona was number 1 in the world in doubles, and I have my own career in. So we both were in it, and we're really investing in others. We usually just do women's sports. This was really good for us. It was great. It was an opportunity because I think it's important to have women owners in everything, not just women's sports, but women's sports. We need a lot more ownership of everyone. And we want to do better and better because otherwise there won't be the money. And the WNBA, what they just did with their CBA is historical, which is fantastic. So I'm always, when we met for dinner, Ilona, that I'm thinking about the business of rugby as well.
Yes.
I always think about the business side because that creates opportunities for the players now, but also for the future generations. And that's the thing I've always concentrated on, even when I was playing, which is probably pretty dumb for my career. But
how did you get this business side? Have you always been this business savvy, or just kind of realized this is what I have to do for longevity?
I think a lot of it's from my first husband, Larry King, I kept his name. He and I own tournaments, and we owned tournaments since the time I was 24 years old. And I started to learn all the different aspects it takes to put on an event and have the competitors. And I realized that athletes know nothing about the business side usually. They just know, here's what athletes always say: I deserve this, this, and this. Really? Why? Anyway, I knew that if we weren't doing well financially, that my prize money would go into the budget. I knew that going in. And that's an interesting perspective, I think, because most athletes don't have that. They don't go in as part owner of something. Like if you played a rugby game, or do you say game or a match?
We are a match.
I thought so. I want to get it right. I thought you were a match, just like soccer's a match, I think, too.
Yes.
Oh, this is so tough, all these different sports. But it's like, I don't think there's a lot of rugby players that go out that are part owners of their team. And it puts a whole different pressure on you. It's having perspective, though. And I always tell athletes, learn the business you're in. Just learn it.
Exactly.
So when you ask for something, you know what you're actually asking for and what, like what's happening with the budgets, what's happening with everything.
When we had dinner together, your main point was like, so what is it you want to do after as well? Or what's a goal of mine? I think that's something even I've thought of, but I haven't thought of I think deeply as I should. And it's something not, as you said, a lot of my teammates have thought of, because we're in this like amazing time of just playing sports, living our best life, but then it ends. And, your rugby skill might not really translate into the corporate world as much as we think.
Well, I agree. I think that you've thought that through, but it doesn't. You have to really learn business. Like you have to learn all aspects and what costs. What are your biggest costs? Like some of our biggest costs were actually in the old days were officials. The players go, what? I go, the officials cost a lot. Now that we have automatic line calls in tennis, which is great. We're probably the leader of the technology of any sport, actually. And it's fantastic because on the ball, you hear that go out or out like really fast. So it's great. And then they look at it and go, oh, that's not right. It's the way it is, though.
What kind of business savvy advice did you pass along to Ilona? The stage of her athletic career that she's in when you two had that dinner.
Well, some people don't want to be on the business side. And Ilona I could tell her she was thinking, but I'm not sure. We didn't really get to the essence of Ilona, I know she's interested, though. I could tell that, but I didn't know from her perspective what she would want to do.
I think that's something I'm still figuring out because it's very new in my space in rugby and where I've come to. No one else before me has done this, especially in America, which we have such an amazing athletic landscape. So when I did meet with you, it really got me thinking because I was like, oh man, what is it I can do? Is there a league that I need to be looking at starting? Because you've been involved in Love Volleyball. You've been involved in the PWHL starting. So you are really in on these, always looking for new business ventures that, especially usually around women's sports, that you feel can take off, but it takes money.
Oh, a lot of these things we're doing probably will take 10 to 20 years. I definitely won't be alive, but I want to do it for the future. And I've also have a Billie Jean King Foundation, a Women's Sports Foundation that I definitely want to make money for the foundations, particularly the Women's Sports Foundation, which I started in 51 years ago. It was not called the Billie Jean King Foundation. It was called the Women's Sports Foundation because I wanted everyone to feel like they're part of this. And I think it did. And it helped with networking. It's helped with friendships. It's helped. I've met more people at our dinner or our gala, for instance, like Kendall Coyne, for instance, who came to us and said to Ilona and me and said, would you help us start a proper pro league for women. They did have pro leagues. They weren't what they needed. The standard was very low compared to compared to the men. And of course, the women see what the men get in every way. It's not just money. It's also the way they're treated. Like one of the funny things with the PWHL after it got started is that the women always carried their own equipment. So they're carrying their equipment. And these people run up to them and say, no, give me your equipment. I'm here to carry your equipment. And they're going, I didn't, they just can't think of it. They're not used to that. So now they're treated just like the guys. And it's really important. We're in our third season. But when Kendall Coyne came to Ilona and me, she basically said, help. So what we did is it took about 5-6 years of just constant work. I mean, Ilona was on the phone every morning at 9:30 with the players. We got them to be an association first, which is what you have to do. That's what we did in tennis back in 1973. I mean, so we've been through this exercise before, and it's a long haul. If you don't, and you've got to get the top players. If the top players won't stick together, it does not happen. That is number one. If they're willing to stick together, which the hockey kids were, they were amazing. They were fantastic. That's one of the reasons they have a league today.
Something you talked about with me even was how in your day when you wanted to create change, you had to talk to all these players and bring these players together because you knew more the power of we instead of just I. So there was times where you had to give things up, or a bunch of you got together to give things up so that it was better for the next generation.
Correct. You just have to make these decisions as you go. But with women's tennis, which I think a lot of people have lost sight now because we're in, it's 2026. We're talking about the 70s. And I think people have lost sight what tennis did, actually. There were 9 of us called the original 9 that signed a $1 contract, $1 with Gladys Hellman. And that is the birth of women's professional tennis as we know it today. Okay. That started it. The reason Serena Williams made almost $100 million just in prize money, not off the court, is because of that moment in time. And then starting the association, I just get exhausted thinking about it. Getting all the players together to have the top players be part of this association, which is really like a union, but we're independent contractors. So those things are just vital. They're turning points for the future. I mean, the reason the women's tennis is global, it's done so well, is because of those moments. Because you have to tee up things right. If you don't get it started right, usually it won't work. And so it's really vital to just really think it through before you start. But you have to have, you'd have to have the top rugby players together if there's an association. Do you guys have an association? Worldwide association, all the very top rugby players. Do you have that?
I think we do. I don't know if it's as put together as it should be.
Well, maybe that's a problem too sometimes. It's the idea is there, but it's not correct. So I don't know.
That's your opening.
That's your opening.
You know how every year we all swear we're going to be on top of our taxes and then suddenly it's April 15th?
Oh no, that April 15th deadline is coming fast.
But don't worry, you can hand off your taxes to a TurboTax expert today.
Honestly, doing taxes the old way is such a mental load. I'm either chasing down updates, trying to work around someone else's schedule, constantly refreshing my email, wondering if they're finished yet.
And you're constantly worried if they missed something. No one needs that stress.
Now, with Intuit TurboTax, you can hand off your taxes to a dedicated full-service expert. They understand your specific tax situation and can do your taxes for you entirely from start to finish, online or in person at one of their new tech-enabled store locations.
Have your tax forms directly imported right into the app and hand everything off to your TurboTax expert while they work on your taxes for you and work tirelessly to get you every dollar you deserve.
You can go about your normal routine, giving you time back to go to the gym or finish that book you don't want to put down.
That's definitely what I would rather be doing, but don't wait. Visit TurboTax.com and hand off your taxes to a TurboTax expert today. Ladies, tired of sunglasses ripping your hair out? Meet Shady Ray's tangle-free sunglasses.
Designed with smooth, no snag nose pieces that glide through your hair, no yanking, no pulling, and definitely no ruining your blowout.
Throw them on your head, take them off mid-selfie, or while you're chasing your little one, zero drama.
They're lightweight, polarized, and cute enough to wear with everything from a messy bun and athleisure to full glam brunch mode.
And they're rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Because when something actually works, women talk about it.
Plus, every pair is backed by lost and broken protection. Leave them at the beach, drop them in a parking lot, sit on them in your car, they'll replace them.
I just love that. So upgrade your sunglasses and protect your hair.
Head to shadyrays.com, grab your Tangle Freeze, and finally break up with painful sunglasses for good.
The best part? We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head over to shadyrays.com and use code HOM for 40% off 2 or more polarized sunglasses.
Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
You know we love a polarized sunglass.
Hell yeah, protect those eyes. This winter, The Athletic put out an article of, the top 20 most paid female athletes, and I loved seeing the tennis players on top.
Oh, we're always on top.
They broke it down between brand deals and actual earnings from their sport. And you could see just the bar was so much bigger from earning for their sports because of the prize money, because there is money in tennis. And that was it's just incredible to see. And if you kind of looked at all the athletes further down the list that didn't have much money in their actual sport, I can only imagine if there was money in rugby now there is going to be more money in the WNBA, that we're going to see that, the bar get higher.
Yeah, the WNBA has made a huge difference.
And I mean, you are a part owner of the Sparks.
Yes.
And I would say that, that dollar deal from back in the 70s was a domino effect for not just tennis, but all sports. We
that's
have,
what we were hoping.
The recent, exactly. And these recent WNBA salary negotiations. What is so important about this win for them?
Well, they're actually going to give money to the older players, like $100,000, like to Cheryl Swoops, for instance, in the 90s, who started the WNBA. And, they're pioneers for the WNBA. Yeah. We have pioneers even farther back with WBL. A lot of leagues didn't make it. And that's why every sport starts, by the way, even the men's sports. They'll go, well, but you have to have the money. It's first, if you don't have the money, like with the PWHL, Ilona and I knew if we didn't have oodles and oodles and oodles and long-term money won't make it. And most of the leagues today get started out of absolutely wanting to do the right thing. And we've been through it. It doesn't work. You have to really get that set up properly for long-term. And then we had to make the players employees for a while because we wanted to do collective bargaining agreement. So we had to do from an association. We also had to create a union. They do. It's a long haul. It's very tedious. It's a long haul, and you have to keep your eye on the ball and what you're trying to accomplish, because you don't want it just to get started. You want it to get started, but be long term and keep going forward. And the WNBA got started because of David Stern, who was the commissioner of the NBA back in the old days. And I was sitting at the U.S. Open with him because he loved tennis as well. He played all the time. And I said, David, I have a request for you. Would you promise me that you will not let the WNBA fail? And that's a big ask. And he said, I promise, because he's the reason that we even have a WNBA, because he got the ownership to do it. He basically forced them, because a lot of them got out pretty quickly once they had a team. So I just loved David Stern. I think he was a genius. He saved the NBA. See, this is another thing. People didn't realize the NBA was almost going under in the late 70s. No, have you ever heard that? You didn't realize it was kind of iffy for a while, right? So, well, the reason is that they needed 3 things. They got Magic Johnson, they got Larry Bird, but the genius is David Stern. And the 3 of them are the reason that the NBA survived. It takes a lot, but that's why I was asking you about rugby. Like, where do you want it to go?
Billie Jean King is the kind of an OG Adidas athlete.
Yeah.
And you had a signature shoe with Adidas, right? We looked them up beforehand. That's a stylish shoe you could wear actually at all times.
You could actually wear it today. Well,
yeah.
That was the 1971 or 2. I was the first athlete to have a signature shoe.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. Yeah, but it just shows you how Adidas was on it. The next shoe was probably, was long. I think maybe Chris Evert had one, but eventually, Adidas started it with me. And I went to the factory and thanked because I called them and I go, can I come over? I want to thank the factory workers and see everything, how a shoe's made and understand it. And they're going, athletes never done that. And I said, well, can I come or not? And they said, yeah, come on. So I went and met all the factory workers in Lancashire. I'll never forget. They were so nice, and they taught me all about, the blast. I wanted to understand, how do you make a shoe? What's important? What do you think about? What's the difference between a male and a female shoe? Obviously, now we're back to more like unisex, which I think is great. But in those days, they were trying to figure that out. And so it was really a great, wonderful experience to go there that early, 71, 72, to meet with them, thank them, and just get to understand what the shoe's all about. I like to learn everything. I drive everybody crazy, so.
Billie, did you see recently that video of the coach, University of Maryland women's basketball head coach? She's like talking to her player.
Oh, I loved it.
Did you see that where she's like that? How did you like to be coached, and how did you coach people?
We couldn't afford coaches, so I don't know.
Right.
But I played other sports, and I like them to say it like it is. Whatever they're feeling, thinking, it's fine. I didn't take it personally, which is really, really important. But what's the player? She loves the way this coach. You know what she was saying? You know what she's yelling at her in her face? I believe in you, is what she was yelling.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know that, you're thinking, this is shocking. This coach is right in her face. No, but she liked it. She loves the coach. She says, I want my coach to coach me hard. That's what I like. And I've coached also, and every person is so different that you have to approach them, every one of them individually, who they are, what they're like. And she'd given this coach permission to coach her hard.
I think that I like more of the honest approach to, like, was that a good rep or was that not? Like, sometimes they got to say, well, I loved what you did here, but you needed this. I'm like, no, was that bad? Just tell me. I'd rather hear it instead of preface it with a compliment. I love a compliment sometimes, but I'd rather I hate when compliments are too given that I start to not believe it.
I'm with you. It's that Hollywood, like, oh, you're doing a great job, when you're doing a lousy job. Just tell me, I need help here. No, that's one thing about athletes. I think we are so open to learning and to be better that we'll just say it like it is. In fact, I have to tell people when I work in TV or other things, well, like this even maybe a little, is that tell me like it is. I can't get better if you don't. I want to get better. Please help me. Tell me. Instead of, oh, you're doing a great job. And all that. I hate that when I was working in television all the time. It's like, you guys, that does not help me.
I had a recent story. I was at training and we were watching clips over, and on the kickoff, you're supposed to catch the ball in the air so that the ball is secure. And we were watching this film and the ball bounced, but then she caught it on the bounce, but you don't want to do that. You want to catch the ball. And one girl went, good catch. And I was like, what are you talking about, good catch? The ball bounced. You wouldn't have caught it. And she was a young girl. She's probably like 19 or something like that. But it's just a different style, even different generations of coaching. It's a very more positive sort of style, even from when I was in basketball and whatnot. And so I was like, that wasn't a good catch. She didn't catch it on the full. And she was like, oh, well, yeah, but she caught it afterwards. And I was like, don't lie to him.
Well, that's not a catch. Catch is when it hasn't touched the ground. It's in the air. Right.
Exactly.
I'm with you on that. See, I like that. But I'm also older generation, and everyone's very careful now with people.
Yes.
And each person's so sensitive. And so you got to be, the kids it's a different world. And so.
Absolutely.
When I first saw the video of the coach with the tough love, I got nervous for the coach. I was like, is the media going to pick this up and say that this is a bad thing? Because I saw the subtitles of what she was saying. I was like, this isn't bad. This is the coaching I love to see.
You but saw I think subtitles. That's great.
Yeah, someone read could hear it and they put the subtitles on. And I was like, this is a beautiful moment, but people are going to might take this and run with it of look at this bad coach. She's so aggressive. And I got nervous. But luckily it seems that it's kind of been encouraging a conversation of great coaching and tough love and how there's different coaching styles. But I think sometimes we get a little too complimentary or easy.
Yeah, we do. But that's also, you have to think about the genders. Usually they're much harder on the guys, but that's accepted because that's why they grow up. That's why they think it is. In the locker room, they give the rah-rah, they're really tough on them. And so men grew up in a very different environment than, unless, my generation, we were more with the guys. And of course, I played basketball. I played everything. Tennis was not in our family at all. So I got lucky that a friend of mine in 5th grade said, do you want to play tennis? And I said, what's tennis? Didn't have a clue. So I'm so glad I met Susan Williams. I still thank her every day. I go, it's your fault.
Big shout out to her.
But getting back to the coaching, I agree with you on what you were saying about how it is now and how it was. But I'm glad they had subtitles to what you were watching. I wish I'd seen that, but I could read her lips. I believe in you. I'm like, perfect. Let's go.
Do you believe that there is some sort of differences between coaching like women and men? I have had coaches who take a different approach, whereas men want more of the, you're going to do this, this, this. Women sometimes want more. And I've seen this even on my own team of more of like, okay, wait, why am I doing that? Wait, so then I'll do this because of what? So do you think there is a difference?
I think there's a difference. I'm not saying.
I agree.
But I think you have to go each individual coach and each individual athlete because everyone is different. I'm probably more like a guy that way because I grew up so many decades ago. It's much different. There was so little for women. There was nothing for us. Okay.
Right.
Tennis was actually great. It was a global sport already. Women, they had men and women since it started in the 1800s. So that was just pure luck. And people don't understand tennis really. They don't get it, what it does for them. And it's hard. It's hard. I played a lot of sports. Tennis is really, there's a lot to it. There's footwork. You're using all of your body. The thing I missed in which rugby is different, but in soccer, I couldn't use my hands, my hand-eye. I'm like, what's this? It drove me crazy that I couldn't use my hands, throw the ball or whatever. Because I love basketball. I love volleyball. I like the ball and the hand stuff. Mm-hmm. And rugby has it. I mean, you guys catch it, you run with it, you carry it. I like that. You lateral, you hoo. It's great. But I got to have both. I have to use all of my body.
You ever seen a soccer player try to throw a ball? It's kind of funny sometimes. If they're just purely soccer players and you ask them to like throw a ball one-handed, kind of funny.
Really?
It's just something because it's so different. They're so skilled with their feet and their arms don't really come into it. So I've had some teammates who are like soccer players and they come into rugby and you're like, okay, we will work on that.
No, I'm going to ask Julie Foudy and Abby.
Get them to throw a softball, see what happens.
Throw the ball. I'm going to ask them, little soccer beauties.
They pick it up quick, but it takes some time. Now, when you were growing up, what were the stereotypes about women athletes? And like, how did you combat them? Or did they kind of stop the sports from growing because of these people just trying to, push their stereotypes upon you?
Oh, they definitely would push stereotypes upon us, but they also didn't have any, opportunities for us. There's just hardly anything. And looking back, I know now how lucky I was to be in tennis, actually. It was amateur. Although we're called the best players in the world, I'm like, that's not amateur to me. That means I'm having fun. It's a hobby. But no, it was a rough time. It was really rough. I remember being at a baseball game. It was a AAA. We didn't have Major League in California when I was a kid. And of course, I played a lot of baseball, had a lot of baseball cards. And I was watching the Los Angeles Angels and the Hollywood Stars. I'll never forget it. At Wrigley Field in Los Angeles. And it was AAA. Steve Bilko was a big hitter, I think. And my heart sank because I realized that I will never be able to play baseball because I'm a girl. I was devastated going home. In fact, the first night we went to the Dodgers game, after we became part owner of the ownership group, I remember walking out there, in the stands and looking out, and that same feeling, my heart dropped and thinking, like there's a baseball league now and women want to play baseball. They don't want to play softball. A lot of kids. I played softball because I was pushed into it because I couldn't, they say girls can't play baseball. So you should play softball. So I played softball. So it was just a shocking time in those days, but it just shows you expectations are so different, which I like. I like that women have higher expectations. Why shouldn't they have the same expectations of anybody? Why not? Go for it.
A quote that my sports psych uses with us constantly, that you are famously the creator of, pressure is a privilege.
Yes, I did create that.
Tell me about that, because that I think is a quote that has extended from your tennis time to now. And I think it will continue to be used. And I mean, he uses like pressure is a privilege. He has a diamond drawing up there. He has all these things. And like we hear it constantly. Can you, as the creator of that and who it's so still used today, what does that mean to you?
Well, I like it when I hear it because I do believe it.
Yeah.
But then I get all like weird inside, like, oh God, I did say that. Oh, kind of like that. You have to understand my generation, where we're from. You know, I get real girly on that, which is probably not healthy.
Did you come up with that off the bat, or did you pre-plan that?
Yes. Lindsay Davenport, we're playing Federation Cup, which is Fed Cup, which is World Cup, which is now called the Billie Jean Cup, but it's the World Cup of women's tennis. Okay. And we're playing against Spain. And Spain had a great team in those days. We're playing at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. I'll never forget it. Lindsay Davenport, who's 6'3", and of course, I'm always looking up at all the players now because they're all so much taller than I am. And she comes over and she goes, and she had to play Arantxa Sanchez Vaccaro, who always gave her fits. Okay. She hated playing her, and she's getting all twitchy, and, you know, I know how she gets. So anyway, she comes over and she looks down at me because I was sitting on the bench, and I got up and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Help me. And I went, okay, champions adjust and pressure is a privilege. And she goes, oh, I like that. And she did go on to win that match, but it just came out of my brain because I was trying to help Lindsay. Like, how do I help this person get calm, get focused, beat the shit out of the other player? Kind of, you know,
right.
Like, get him. And like, anyway, it worked. And she said, oh, thanks. That's good. I like those. Okay, good. So, but she won that. So I was happy, but that's where it started. It's just off the top of my head like that, trying to help a player because I was coaching.
I love it when I think of it, because I think now even I've had so much added pressure on me in terms of like fame and people watching, this pressure at times to keep the sport on my back, to teach people about rugby. Sometimes feels like it's a lot of it is on me. So I take it as a privilege, though. I'm so honored that people think of this of me, and that I have this role of being the kind of guard. I don't know what it is, the guide of rugby, I show rugby to the world, but it is a lot on sometimes. I have to be prepared when I go in the stadium that a lot of people are watching me, and they're watching the tackles I make or miss. But I say that quote a lot of times. I'll write it in my journal because it's a privilege that not a lot of people get to do this, and it's a lot, but I think I carry it well. So thanks for saying that one time.
Well, you do carry it well. I mean, we should be very thankful we have you, that you're kind of the Pied Piper of a lot lot of things. I mean,
That's it. I'm the Pied Piper.
Body image, you know, and also helping your sport and getting people to know about it. Because I remember being at dinner with you and you said to us, to Ilona and me, you guys, I know I'm the most famous rugby, but I'm not the best player. Mm-hmm. That's what you said to us. Now, I don't know if you're being kind and thoughtful or what, but I thought that was very big of you, first of all. And I don't know if it's the truth, though, but you are the one that people do know. So you do have that responsibility, but I also thought you were very, I don't know, just compassionate and thoughtful. And it's not just about you talking about, you know, I'm not the number one player. So if you're not who is the number one player, would you say?
Thank you for asking.
Who do you think the number one player is?
So the number one player right now, I'd say, is Canadian Sophie DeGoody. She's my size, just this amazing athlete. Runs, I mean, she's a playmaker. She can kick, she can do all the things. I would say very close to her, from England, has many great players. Ellie Kildun's up there from England. Yeah, Portia Woodman, who just retired from New Zealand. But yeah, that's a funny thing I always say to people is I ask people, you know, who's the best rugby player in the world? And they'll say, well, you are. And I'm like, wrong. It's these other amazing women.
She's very good.
I'm very, very good at it. I'd say I'm one of the best sevens players in the world, but 15 is a different level. But there's these other amazing women I wish you all knew about. But because of my social media, that's what they know me as, which I don't mind. But I would love for more people to know about those other players who are amazing.
You know, we're also talking about the 7s and 15s when we're having dinner. And how do you play differently? Obviously, there's more space with 7 than 15. I can figure that out. And then I think I asked you, and I don't know if this is fair or not, If you had to choose, which one would you want to get behind and make totally the money maker for the players? Everything, would it be this? Do you think the 7s are more exciting to watch or the 15s?
I think for Americans, it's 7s because it's a shorter game. Rules are really quick and fast. We love those excitement. 15s is a very law-driven game. Even my sister's like, you would agree you like watching 7s a little more.
Actually, Ilona, I watched her do 15s through senior year of high school to senior year of college and then go into 7s. And I was so glad when she went into 7s because I loved the quickness and it was more digestible almost for me at that time. But her doing the World Cup this past year, I grew to appreciate the attention that is needed for 15s. And I think it's because you are going there just to see 2 teams, it creates like such an environment of excitement, instead of like only a quarter of the stadium is paying attention because they don't care about everybody else. There's so much happening that I think my tune started to change a little bit of maybe more so appreciation for 15s. But I do understand like marketability for 7s, especially if that is the Olympic form, that might be the way to go, especially in America. So
we'll see. And I'm going to continue promoting it. Hopefully this next Olympics will be another way that we really reach 7s to a greater audience.
Yeah, so they're going to have 7s in 28?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll see you there, Billie, right?
I hope so. I plan to be there.
Well, I want to talk to you about your lovely wife, Ilona, who I got to meet. When I first met her in the restaurant, she shakes my hand. She goes, Ilona. And I was like, no, my name's Ilona. She's like, no, my name's Ilona. And it's spelled the same except Ilana. And I was like, oh, okay. Right. No, right. Of course.
Can you imagine being at dinner with these two? Oh, great. Yeah. Ilona.
It was tough. But yeah, she's from South Africa. Lovely woman. Can you tell us a little bit about your love story and also just you coming out as a lesbian, which I heard was not on your own terms.
Correct. Not on my own terms. It was 81. And I had an affair with Marilyn Barnett, and she got lawyers to sue me so she could, why, money. And so it was public. So I didn't have a choice. My lawyer said, do not say a word and deny it. My publicist said, deny it. I said, no, I'm going to tell the truth. And they said, you cannot. It'll ruin your career. I said, well, my mom was really great. She used to say, did thy own self be true, which is, I guess, Shakespeare. And I thought about that. I went, you know what? I'm going to lose everything, but I'm going to tell the truth. I don't care. And Dennis Wasser, my lawyer, was furious, and they're not happy. And my publicist, and I didn't care. I told my publicist, Pat Kingsley, I said, I'm doing it. So would you please get a press conference organized? We didn't have social then. And she said, okay. I must say she got the whole office behind it. And I went to LA airport, went to the conference, came out, told the truth. My parents were there. They're very loyal, but they're very homophobic. They were, because they're past now. And so that's a whole nother discussion. But I did lose everything overnight. Within 24 hours, I lost every endorsement. And I was getting near the time I was going to retire, finally get some lifetime endorsements. So I'm finally going to get some money. That went away in 24 hours. And so, I just thought I still did the right thing. I told the truth. And was it fun? No, it's been horrible. But I think it helped the future. I think it helped the LGBT community. I think it helped others. I know people come up to me all the time and say, thank you. I was, 10 years old, 15 years old, whatever, when you came out, changed my life, and it helped me so much. And so when you've touched the hearts and minds of others and it's helped them, then it feels very different than it did when, just losing everything overnight. I mean, that was a horrible time. But you do learn who your true friends are too. And that is a pretty awesome thing to happen in life. Because you know how we all think we have all these friends? That's when something like that happens. But now players and people and athletes and everyone are coming out all the time, and nobody goes, oh, great. That's great. Congratulations. I'm thinking back on those moments, and I'm thinking, thank you, God. Thank you for letting it be better today than it was, but it still has a long way. We still have a long way to go. Everybody should be accepted. Like we had the first transgender play in tennis in 1977, and Renee Richards, Dr. Renee Richards, she became our ophthalmologist. So, it's just, you never know what's going to happen when you meet another human being, how they're going to touch your life or how you're going to touch their life. So it's important to stay alert. Muhammad Ali and I talked about that a lot, that pay attention to every single person. You never, ever know how you're going to touch their life or they're going to touch your life. And when you look at, and I met Ilona, she was a ball girl actually in South Africa. And I knew her. I knew the family. I was close to her family, and her sister, Merle, of course, is in my life now a lot. And I'm a lot older, so I didn't, she's just a nice kid. But later, and her mother wrote me a letter that would say, would you talk to Ilona? I don't think she's happy playing tennis. Would you just, so we went to dinner, and this is like 79 or 80. Now we're both old. And, I got interested then. That's when and she was interested. So it was a long haul on that, but we've had a great life. And, she's the love of my life without any question. She's been great.
And you two are a power duo because she works heavily with you and is also like a really good, behind the scenes, she's doing so much. Oh,
she's much smarter than I am. She runs, she's the CEO of our company. And, no. I just talked to her before I, talked to you guys, and she's had like 10 calls already today. She can't keep up. We're always trying to help women's sports, really.
How lucky to find that. Do you have advice for us as we're looking for that love?
Well, when you're older, if you're really old, you know what we talk about sometimes? Ilona's not as old as I am, but just my journey. We talk about, we don't want any drama. Okay. No drama. Okay. Mm-hmm. But when you're younger, there's a little more drama usually. I think values are really important. Where do you both stand on values? That's huge. Mm-hmm. You have to decide what's important to you. Like, I like a high work ethic. I like someone who works, and they don't have to make a lot of money, but they have. I don't want to be with somebody that doesn't like to work, because I like to work so much. Mm-hmm. If you don't match up enough, it won't work. Mm-hmm. And I think liking the same things. So, we played tennis 2 or 3 times a week, and she's great. She puts it right on my racket. Because I'm old, I can't run. I've had knee operations. I've had, but it's so much fun to hit a ball. I cannot tell you. And she plays with this other guy so she gets her workout in, and then she runs every day. So I like a person who likes sports. We have to like sports. Come on. We go to games. She's at the Dodgers games right now. She left, she went. And I think you have to be kind and good to each other. I think kindness is free, by the way. People forget that. They think, they don't want to be kind. Why not? Also, I think it's important to give in fast on arguing. I give in really fast. I don't like arguing. It doesn't work. So I just go, I hear you. Also, you got to make sure they know you hear them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So do you not believe in opposites attract?
Yeah, but I think you have to like the same things. I think enough. I'm not saying everything, because everybody should have their own thing as well. But don't you think you have to like pretty much a couple of things at least that you can kind of do together? For
sure. We're all single here, Billie, so we're still figuring that out. But that sounds like a good plan. We'll let sure.
We'll
let you know soon.
I think values are huge. Mm-hmm. And and you're not going to win the arguments all the time. And it isn't 50-50, by the way. Right. Sometimes it's 100% Ilona. She gets what she wants. And other times it's 100% mine. If you notice in life, if you're really having a discussion, if someone basically, I don't like the word win in this particular situation, but if they're more right, it's 100% for them. No problem. Right. And you want to be able to say that's great. I think it's really important to compliment your spouse or your loved one or whoever you're with. Yeah. Because I don't think Ilona's appreciated enough. So I'm always like her being celebrated the other day was fantastic, and her talk was amazing, because she wouldn't tell me what to talk. She wouldn't, but she was fantastic when she was up there. So she's a very good speaker, actually. She's underrated. You know how people always go, "Oh, Billie," and I go, "No, that's Ilona that did it. No, I didn't do it." And so I get a little. That's where I have trouble. I get upset because I don't think she gets enough attention or appreciation. That's the word. So I don't know. I think it's important, don't you? Yeah, I know you've had some relationships probably. You're this old, so you're not that old, but you're young. But don't you think? What do you think's important from your age group?
I think everything you said. I think that one thing Olivia once said to me that was so deep was that you can talk as much as you want, and you can have conversation. But I think what she said, what's really important is,
you can communicate until you're blue in the face, but you need to like comprehend one another
and
like,
to understand what you're saying.
Each other fully.
You have to hear what they're saying, right?
You have to hear it. You can communicate, but if you're not hearing it, or it's just that doesn't work.
You're correct.
She's so smart.
Everyone write that down. I am correct.
All right, Olivia, you're the smarty one on this one, I guess.
I know it. Don't we know it? Tell each other.
That's what Ilona's saying.
Well, I have a question for you because we are huge readers over here. We love reading. We love talking about books. Are you reading anything right now, or is there anything that you gravitate towards or could recommend to our audience?
I just read Don Staley's book, which is great. Frederick Douglass.
Okay.
By Blight, which I love because I'm a history major. Oh, did you know I'm gone back to college?
So that's one of our things.
Okay, and right now I'm reading The Gay Revolution. They made, it's part of this class I'm in. They put me in, and I'm like, this will be great. I'm learning the LGBT history. It's fantastic. I knew some of it, but this is much more granular for me. It's good. And
right,
what's her name? It's Faderman, I think is her name.
Have you ever read a book and you're in it? Were you in this gay history book? I feel like you should be.
Actually, I was in a class. Anyway, this is the one I'm reading right now. And it's heavy, man.
Yeah, that's a thick book.
It's like The Gay Revolution. Anyway.
Gay Revolution.
Yeah, it's Lillian Faderman. And she's kind of the, I guess, historian for the community, which I had no idea. I'm just learning everything now.
Speaking of learning everything now, you returned to Cal State LA to finish the history degree that you started 60 years ago. What was behind the decision to do that? What made you go back? Why was that important?
Well, I think everybody has to understand why I left. I left because I wanted to be number one in the world. And you can't be number one in the world and going to school. Okay?
Right.
So I left. Larry and I talked about it at the time, and he said, you have to go. I mean, this is your dream. So went to Australia, stayed, because in those days you couldn't afford it. So I was given enough money to go there. So that was a gift. And so I left. And so it's been bothering me though, because I like to finish. It's like a match. You're shaking hands and you finish a deal, you finish. I hate not finishing. So anyway, I'm like, oh God, I started thinking, well, maybe I should go back to school. I haven't finished school either. And I go, I wonder how many years I have. I think I had 2 years. So I must say some of the office kids were great. Like Marjorie Gantman said, I'll look it up for you. Don't worry. So she looks at him and says, you've got 3 years of college. Whoa, I'm definitely going back. If they'll have me, I have to get back in.
Right.
And so I'm back in and I'm in it. But I graduate in May. I'm giving the commencement speech, I guess. That's part of my credits. I don't know.
To your classmates.
Yeah, my classmates, right. Everything's pretty virtual nowadays compared to going to class. So that's another thing. I'm not as crazy about that. I like it. I think when you see people, it's much more creative. I don't know. There's something special about when you're with each other. It's really good. But so I'm really excited because just after that, I'm going to go back to piano lessons. I've already got my, because piano was my first love. Piano was my first love. I don't have it though. Yeah, I don't have it to be really good. Like a classical pianist, I would have been great. Don't have it. So, and I knew that very young that I didn't have it, but I love it.
You just had to be too good at tennis, huh?
God gave me more. And remember my younger brother who passed last year played 12 years of professional baseball, Randy Moffat, 10 years with the San Francisco Giants as a pitcher. So, and my dad was really good at basketball. Oh, he was so good. We loved basketball first. So, that's tough.
You have a lot of loves.
Well, I had a class, you guys, in college about women's sports and inequalities and all that. And I'm reading the books and I'm reading a book. And two of them actually I was in them and they weren't right. And I'm like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I didn't do anything, but I'm just telling you, they weren't right. The information was incorrect. And this other book was totally correct. It's so interesting. But I read about 7 books for that one. And, it was a lot. So, but I was, how would you like to be in a history book and not have it right though? I was a little irritated.
Oh, I'd be very irritated. I hear you.
Doesn't that make you scary about history? Also, history, only 15% is about women. Just like statues, we have about 2% of the statues. And if we do have a statue, it's not a real woman. It's a mermaid or something like that. So there's so many areas.
Interesting.
There's so many areas we need to perk up here for the women. We need to get
Absolutely.
We need equality. I'm just big on everybody being included. And
Yep.
equality, boys, everybody. I don't want anyone slighted. So it's yeah, but can you believe these numbers? It's pretty pathetic.
But that's why you are the icon that you are. So, I mean, Billie, thank you so much for coming over to the House of Maher. It was an honor to have you. Thanks for joining us in this living room virtually. So everyone, please make sure you follow Billie on Instagram at Billie Jean King, and go Dodgers, go Sparks,
Yeah, and
Go
thank you.
Ilona Kloss.
go
Thank you, Leona. Ilona. Jeez. Thank you for being on our show, though. You were on our show.
Of course.
Welcome to the party with Julie Lilly
welcome to
and
the party.
Abby Wambach, the two of them. That's why I was asking about them if they paid attention to you. But anyway, it was great seeing you, and I actually was on that episode too. So we're all in the studio. That was a fun
Yes.
day.
It was fun.
Billie,
Yes.
well, we thank you for us. It was a house party over here with you.
You guys are so
And
great.
if anyone is going to say my name wrong, I will let Billie Jean King.
It's Billie Jean
No.
King.
Nobody else.
Ilona. I got it. Ilona. Everyone
There you
out
go.
there, it's Ilona.
There we go. Thank
And we
you,
got
Billie.
Olivia.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Bye, Billie.
Bye, kids.
Guys, let's head on into the Book Nook. This week we're talking a lot of adaptations. All right. I think two have really hit the news. Number one, 13 going on 30. They're making a new one of that.
They are?
Is that a book?
It is actually a book.
Oh.
Did I have to look that up? Yes, I did. And our girl
Emily Bader.
yeah, Emily Bader is going to be in it, and so is Logan Lerman. My thoughts with a lot of adaptations,
Hit us.
readaptations. Is it needed?
Is it
Is it
necessary?
needed?
Interesting, right?
For example, Harry Potter's doing a new adaptation.
Another re-adaptation.
Is it needed when the movies were that good?
right.
And iconic.
Like perfectly done. Right.
Is it going to be just the same?
Right.
And also, is it putting more money into a horrible woman's pocket?
She who must not be named.
Exactly my thoughts.
And I know people are saying, don't watch it.
Right.
I do understand. That might be hard for me.
Right.
I know I'm saying horrible woman putting money into her pockets, and I'm like, ugh, how
But
can
you
I
want to
not
watch it because I
How
want to
can
know what it's going to be like.
What if I just like download it illegally and then so it's not giving her money and I can still watch it?
Maybe.
I watch it in like
Maybe.
5,000 parts on TikTok.
Right. I just think there's so much being made with existing IP. We have a 13 going on 30.
Right.
We
Who's
have-
going to take Throne of Glass?
Yeah, and there's so much new stuff that needs to be made that I would bet, like, I would love to see, and yet we're making stuff that already exists. I remember when I was working in Hollywood and I was, I was assisting Elena Smith, an incredible showrunner, and the scripts that were coming across her desk were for, like, toy movies, like things that other toy companies had. They're like, hey, we have this toy that's been existing and we want to make a movie out of it. Can you write a script about it? It's like, but there's so much original storytelling out there. Let's make those movies. Let's make that, like, now we're remaking stuff instead.
There's so many adaptations because there's so much good material out there, like books
Yeah.
and such.
Yeah.
But then when it's a readaptation, I'm like, it's
Yeah.
already had like Vampire Academy.
That needs a remake with me in the writer's room.
That we need
And
a
me as
third
a
try.
producer.
Actually,
That needs a third try.
It needs a third.
I think the only way the Harry Potter, I think they need to add some characters and some themes that were taken out. Like in the books, the poltergeist, Peeves, I think is his
Peeves the
name.
poltergeist, yeah.
He has a lot of, he does a lot of things. Like he's
a lot of hands
actually,
in it.
in some things where the book, they just left him out. He's the one that started that. And he's the one that kind of meddled in this. So I would love if they added him to it instead of it just being the same. Because even when I was looking at the trailer, I was like, okay, that looks like the Hagrid from the book.
We're going
from
frame
the
for
other
frame.
movie.
Yeah.
So I think I'd be intrigued if they could actually even go more from the books.
Right.
Because it's a show.
That's a good point. I don't remember. I got to reread the books, but I remember there was whole things with Hermione like saving the elves or like elves' rights, and like there was whole storylines. The kitchens beneath the Great Hall that we never see.
Oh, yeah.
in the movies and just in the books. So I think that's true. If they did a deeper, more kind of
Like to the book.
tweezered version of the actual book, that could be interesting. Yep. That's my thoughts.
That's our thoughts.
I think I should rewatch 13 going on 30 as an adult. I think when I watched it maybe too young and it didn't affect me the way that so many people love that movie. So I think I need to revisit it now that I am 30.
She's
plus.
31.
30 plus.
30 plus.
So.
30 a year ago.
30.
30, 20,
And
25.
when did you turn 30?
And now that I'm 30.
A year and more ago. 2 years ago.
No, 30.
A year and a half ago.
And now that I'm 30.
I'm turning 30. She's up there in age. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and the legendary Billie Jean King. Do not forget your racket, and don't forget Ilona Kloss, Billie's beautiful wife. See you next week.
Thank you so much for coming over to the House of Maher, a Wave original.
Be sure to watch, subscribe on YouTube, and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Plus, follow the show on social media at House of Maher for clips and behind-the-scenes content. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Don't forget your shoes.